What's going on, guys? So you're probably wondering who the heck I am. Well, I can help you today answer that. My name is Kyle. I'm 25 years old and I live in eastern Pennsylvania. I decided to make this channel because I finally acquired a GoPro that I've only been wanting for the last, I don't know, maybe last 10 years or so. Finally got the GoPro for another project that I was working on at the time, and I started watching a lot of YouTube MotoVloggers like Blockhead, John Maxwell, Ryan Urlacher over at Law Abiding Biker. As you can see, I got his phone mount here. Highly recommended. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little skeptical myself. Have this on this bike, which is a 2020 Sportster 48. I just got in May of this year. And I have a law-abiding gripper also on my 2014 Street Glide Special. And I've done a lot of riding on that bike, and knock on wood, never had an issue. Highly recommended. So a little bit more about me. I've been riding since I turned 17. My first motorcycle was a 1985 Honda Rebel 250. I see tons of stuff on all over YouTube and all over forums of saying, what's the best motorcycle for a beginner rider? Well, I started on a 250. I had it for about a half of a year, and then I quickly outgrew that, and I obtained a 2004 Sportster 883, which was actually converted to a 1200, and that bike I absolutely love. I've had that bike for almost a year, and then I ended up trading it in for my third bike, which was my second Harley, a 2009 Softail Night Train. So I had my 09 Softail Night Train that I got October of 2013. Had that bike for almost 4 years, about 3.5, and I ended up trading that in on my 2014 Street Glide. Man, I love this bike. Ooh, some loose rocks there. Gotta watch that. That could have been a bad day. It's the only thing about back roads like this. They're beautiful and they're scenic. But sometimes you really do have to watch your speeds, because between animals, cars, loose debris, or even, if a tree comes down, and on some of these blind turns, you got to watch out, for other motorists. They might be speeding as well. So, a little bit about what I plan to do with this channel. If you check out my Instagram at thatwilliesjk, you'll see that I have listed in the bio that I am all things Harley and Jeep. And that's what I kind of plan to do with this channel. I plan to show you some of my experiences and adventures of riding, as well as, my experiences and my knowledge on, tooling with Harleys and Jeeps for that matter. And just, vehicles in general. I plan for this to be a positive page, with some motovlogging, get some entertainment out of it. And also, if you can find something useful on my channel, that's, hey, reasons I decided to start a channel. You know, and that's what I plan to do here. I guess this isn't the best time of day to try to come out and film my first MotoVlog at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But hey, gotta start somewhere, right? So to pick back up, you know, about me, I had my first ride on the back of a Harley-Davidson back in 2002. I was 7 years old, and I was on the back of my dad's 2002 Sportster 883. I'll never forget that day. My parents pretty much had to force me to get on the back of his bike just to go around the block. I was a little 7-year-old kid. I didn't know any better at the time. But I'll tell you what, all it took was that one ride around the block and I was hooked. At that moment, I knew I was going to be a lifer. Man, do I love rides up north. You don't get scenery like this in the cities, that's for sure. Not knocking, you know, cities by any means, but you typically don't get these kind of views. So some things I got going on for the channel, I'll fill you guys in. I mean, if you guys got a chance, check out my Instagram. Like I said, that Willie's JK. I haven't really posted any Harley-Davidson stuff on there, as I originally started it as a Jeep page, but in the future here I'll be posting a lot more balance of Harleys and Jeeps. And, you know, obviously, because I live in Eastern PA, you know, it's September here, so we only got another month, 2 months of riding. Well, I guess we'll take a little cut through the game preserve here. You know, I think that's one thing I personally take for granted living in Pennsylvania. You know, all these trees and the beautiful sceneries we have here in PA. You know, you guys that ride out west, you can ride for hundreds of miles, if not thousands of miles straight. You know, and it becomes kind of boring riding because, you know, you're looking at the same thing for thousands of miles. Where here on the East Coast, you got, you know, trees and curves. And speaking of curves, got one coming up here. You know, it's nice getting out in nature, you know. You know, some things I got coming up for the channel right off the bat. You know, I was talking about, you know, working on getting a stage 1 filter and tuner for this, as well as the Jeep. I got some nice things on order here. Currently running a, you know, just a rough country spacer lift, 2.5 inch lift, which I've had on for almost 2.5 years or such. And I'll be honest with you, I really don't mind it. Now granted, you know, I really don't do wheeling. I'm sure, you know, if I went wheeling hard, you know, my perception of rough country would be a little bit different. You know, for the $200 that I spent, it was well worth it for the appearances, the look, and it allowed me to save up, you know, to get my 35-inch tires to where I could grow to another lift. Some of these mods that I'm working on here is, you know, I want to keep the stock bumper but, you know, I kind of want to start prepping myself, you know, for an aftermarket bumper. So I'm going to chop the ends off and do the front end stubby kit and cap it up, which I'm pretty excited for that. You know, it's a relatively cheaper mod, and kind of excited to see, you know, how that turns out. And then I finally decided, you know, right now I'm one of those guys that's driving around with 35s on and the stock wheel and tire on my back tailgate. And I was really in deep thought of, you know, what I wanted to do. Do I just want to reinforce the hinges, you know, and just keep it on the Jeep tailgate? You know, did I want to get an aftermarket bumper with a tire carrier, you know, and go that route? But regardless, I look at it from this perspective. I would have to still buy the fifth wheel and tire, which, mind you, you know, those of you that know anything about, you know, Jeeps or trucks and getting bigger tires and wheels, they ain't cheap. Nice views up here. You know, I just decided I'll go that route. And, you know, that's what I'm going to do. So, yeah, this is definitely going to take some getting used to, you know, filming and riding and trying to talk and hold a conversation at the same time. But that's okay, because I am up for the challenge and up for the adventures that it will bring me. Yep, we ain't going through the water. Maybe if I was in a Jeep, but not here today. I'm looking forward to the new adventure. And whoa, look at all these loose cinders there. Yeah, we're gonna split the difference there. And whew. Yeah, so overall, I mean, like I said, my name's Kyle, 25. I'm from Eastern PA. This channel is going to be a bunch of, you know, MotoVlogs, how-to videos between all things Jeeps and Harleys. Hopefully this video wasn't too boring, being, you know, my first MotoVlog experience. You know, if anything else, hey, mute the computer, mute the TV, mute the phone, and come along for the scenery, because where I ride, there's a lot of it. And I hope you guys, you know, like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys again shortly. Thanks for watching. Remember to, you know, spread the word about my channel. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you, and you guys have a good one.